Alright, so here's the winter project. Everybody knows this truck. This is the one I've cut down, made into a short bed. It's been sitting in my backyard just for now while I've had a few other things I've been working on. So what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to shorten the steering column. I may have mentioned that on the part 5 of the customization of this truck. So this steering column here, so if you notice, you see that space between here, the bed or the back of the seat, and then the steering wheel. There's not a whole lot of room there. So those of you that are full size males, females, don't sit comfortably in here. And this steering wheel is usually right in your chin or your face, just depending on who you are and how tall or short you are. So I don't like that about these trucks. That's one thing I don't like about these trucks, besides them being long, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shorten this steering column, and I'm going to push it further in that way. So what I'm going to do is this space here, I'm going to push in that way. So basically this part of the steering column is going to be probably right up here. I've done it on my other truck. I've done it on 2 other trucks, so this will be the 3rd one I've done. And it's great. It actually makes the steering or the driving position better in these trucks. Makes it feel, makes you feel more comfortable. Doesn't feel like you're sitting up high in a truck and driving a truck. It almost feels like you're driving a car in some cases. So anyways, that's just the way I feel. So if you don't like the way that feels, then leave your steering column alone. But if you're interested in shortening your steering column, I'm going to show you how to do it. And I'm going to show you the hack work I'm going to do on this this rod here, because that's basically where the shortening is going to happen. I'm going to kind of cover how to get all this disassembled, moved in, and got a little bit more light now so you can see the steering column shaft and all that better. And then here's going to be, that's the last part I'll be disconnecting. That way I don't get dirty, or I get dirty last. And I'm going to start up here first. I'm going to start by taking all this loose. Not going to take the steering wheel off. Don't necessarily have to at this point. So first thing I'm going to be doing is taking that plate off. Those 2 plates. So I'll show progress of that here shortly. I see what I'm doing there. I hope so anyways. Alright, let's see. Okay, so the plate's off. You can see, let's see, kind of see that, I think. Sorry, the light's not real good. Anyways, there's an extra, this guy here, this bar here, so we can get, so this bar, let's see if you can see it better from here. Kind of, sorry about the light, but this bar here, that's 2 bolts holding this in, and that's kind of holding it up in place, besides what the plate kind of sat right there, that plate there. So what I'm doing is I stopped here. I wanted to keep that on for now. I want to take that bracket off. You see that there's a bolt there, and then there's a bolt over here, that little metal bracket that's right there. I've got to take that off. So I'm gonna set you down here. Where's that? Okay, the engine side, I'm gonna need these tools. I can stay there. Alright, so We got the engine side. Take this bolt here out. Let's see, that bolt there. So I'm gonna take this guy loose. I think this should be it. I think I should be able to move it with this in place. But if not, I'll take it loose too. So, and then of course I'll take that bolt there loose too. There's a nut on the other side of it. So I'm gonna need 2 hands. So I'm gonna pause here and see if I can get them. Okay, this is a little tougher than I thought it was going to be, so sorry I had to use 2 hands. So I did have to take that plate loose, and then I had to take the screw all the way out of that one ring here, this guy here. This little ring here. This ring here was going over this here, so I had to take it completely loose. I had to break this guy loose. He won't come all the way out because of the screw. Oh wait, yeah, I guess he will now. So there you go. So he's now out of there. Got that loose. Seems like things broke loose. I loosened the bolts down under here. So those are loose. You see how it's just kind of hanging there. It should come right out of that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to disconnect that wire there. It's got a little connector on the inside. Disconnect it, and I'm just going to pull this whole thing out. So let's see how messy this gets. There's the connector. There it is. See, it's still rolling. It is good. All right, so you got to see me do all that, hopefully. All right, here it is. I've got it out. There's the steering column. So what I'm going to end up doing is, I don't know if I want to mess with these as far as take them out. I think I'll leave them there. I may just secure them somehow, but clean it off, you might be able to see it. And one there. Alright, so right there and right there are basically plastic. It's a plastic insert, I guess you could call it. And that plastic insert is what holds this, you know, kind of keeps it, I guess, stationary. I don't know if that's the right word, but it keeps it here. So this is the whole collapse part of the steering column. So to shorten this, you've got to first, of course, remove these. So you can do one or two things. You're going to put a drill through there and drill that plastic out, and then basically this just slides out of this. So these two are separate pieces. So in the instance, or in the case you have an accident, this would push forward, would break these two plastics, and that would collapse up to here. So you've got quite a bit of collapse going on here. Well, what I'm about to do is I'm going to shorten this, right? Well, that means the steering wheel is going to be further away from you. So you don't need as much collapse going on in the steering wheel. So, you know, it's still going to have some collapse. I'll probably remove about, probably about that much out of this. So this is going to move down to here, and you'll have about this much of that shaft exposed. So it's still going to have some ability to collapse, but it's just not going to be as much because I'm pulling the steering wheel further away from the driver. Okay, So that's what I'm going to do next. So it's nice and cold outside. So I'm actually in the garage. As you can see, everything's closed in the garage. I've got a heater going. It's awfully cold. I'll show you guys the temperature here. Let's see, where do I put this thing? There's the temperature. Oh, it's over here, thermometer. I think that's right. So anyway, it's 50, just say 57 degrees. I don't know. All right, I figured it out. Okay. So here's a shaft. I actually cleaned it up a bit. That way it's a little easier to see. So these here, those are plastic inserts, and those plastic inserts don't go very far. So I mentioned earlier that these went all the way through, and they don't. Sorry, I forgot from the last one I did. I guess it's been that long. The old man brain is not as good as it used to be. So anyways, so now if you can see, it's just plastic that's put in there. If I remember correctly, that plastic is in there kind of to give it some, I guess, some tension to fill the gap. I don't know, just I guess make it a little more solid. So I'm sure there's, you know, people that know exactly what that is, but for the sake of this, I'm just trying to shorten this. So all I've done is I put it here in the vise. Try and get in the vise here without messing up. Okay, so that's why those teeth marks are there. I had it in the vise earlier, and I figured I better start videoing what I'm doing here. So now that it's clean, all I'm going to do is bang on this and shorten it. So I'm going to try and get it about halfway. That should be right about where it should be, where I want it. Not being precise here. We're just trying to get it close. So let's see if I can get a better angle at what I'm doing here. Just that's what I'm doing. See, going down. All right, I think that's far enough. So there you go. Taking the gap out. Let's take this out of here. Let's see the difference. All right, there it is. It's short or shorter. So what I'll end up doing is I'll probably drill these in some, maybe fill it with some plastic, kind of redo what was done from the factory. Probably not as important, but I'll do that just to have something in there. But that's it. That's all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually degrease this, clean it up a little bit better, make sure I've got some little grease spots that are still little corners that are still dirty, but I'm gonna clean those up. Let's see. Oh, I can't show you the other shaft yet. I'll have to wait till things warm up. I'll show you the outside, the column from the outside, and explain all that. Okay, so here's the shaft. I cleaned it out. It's warmed up today, so came outside. So I think I went a little overboard on cleaning that shaft, so it looks pretty good. So we're gonna put this in. Already set the steering column in the hole, so it's just kind of sitting there. I'm gonna get the shaft here added to its little slot in here, so I can that way it's easier. Let's see. Just leave it like that for now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bolt up the column. I'm gonna bolt it up kind of where I want it, and then verify that the length that I've shortened is okay. See what I'm doing. Okay. you see. So there's a difference. Can you see? Okay. Big difference, huh? So when a larger person hops in, you get a little more room to the steering wheel. Let's see if you can see that. See, it's like more comfortable. You got some belly, you know, got more room from belly. You got, you know, I wouldn't say too far, but you got some belly room, so it's kind of nice. You still drive comfortably. So there you go. So, looks like it's going in there. Oop. Yeah, I forgot. So you're not going to be, well, pull this out so you can see it. So I've got this nut with this bolt still in there, so the shaft won't go all the way on there. Let's have bolts out of there. So take this guy out, set him off to the side there, and now I just got to get the bottom half. Sorry. It's not quite fitting in there. I think I need two hands. Again, that looks fine. This will come up to about here. Got plenty of room. All right, let me get it put together and I'll show what it looks like afterwards. All right, so it's all right. I went ahead and started the truck, but I've got everything back together again. Everything bolted back. There's the finished product. You can see there's a lot more room there, so it should help. So if you've got a little more size to you, you know, you'll have more room here. You know, it's bigger person, more comfortable, right? Now that I've got the truck stopped, it's a little quieter now. Finish recording, so. Back to what I was saying is that, so that spring, I'll point it with the keys here. So that spring here, this thing fell out while I was messing with all this, and the shaft come loose, and then this bearing here come out as well. So one thing you want to do is, of course, if that bearing does come out, you want to grease it. So just, you know, get a screwdriver and just kind of rub the grease up inside the bearing just to make sure it's got some lubrication, because over the years they get what's it called, dry. That's what I meant to say. Anyways, so just something to keep in mind when you're putting this back together. This thing will give you trouble. It'll fall out, and it's hard to find sometimes because it blends in with all the other greasy parts of the truck. So other than that, there it is. It's all back together. It's shortened. That's of course one of the cleanest parts on the truck now. But been a few days since I've shortened the drive shaft. But what I wanted to show is, let's see if I look at the camera so it looks like I'm not looking away from you guys. So what I realized is the steering column is wobbly after I did this shortening, and I'm going to show you why. So looking at the steering column, can you see it there? There you go. So see that? You're not supposed to do that. That is not supposed to happen. Oh, what the heck? Why is that happening? Well, I'll tell you why. Ouch, a tree got me in the head. All right, hope you can see this. I'm facing it towards the area. So if you remember, I took this piece out. There's a bracket here that went here, and I took that out. Well, that's what stabilizes that. So I got to put it back in. Here's the bracket, this thing here, and then this goes around this piece here, and yeah, like that. And then a screw and a nut goes and kind of holds the steering column stable on the firewall side. So that's what I've got to make sure I got pointing the camera the right way. Yep. So I got to put this back on. Well, I can't really show you putting that on because I'll need two hands for this. But I'll show you what it does afterwards. And actually, okay. So here is the part. So I can kind of show this part at least. See if I can get my camera in here. There we go. That's probably good. All right, so here's a piece. It's gonna use that hole there and this one here. So in order to put this on, it doesn't go over that piece. It actually has to push in. I did it earlier. Okay, yeah, so it's got to slide over on the inside. See that, how it's on the inside of that bracket there, the brake master cylinder bracket? That's kind of where it goes. So I'm going to get this bolted up. Let's see if I can get the bolt started with holding the camera with one hand. I think I can do it. So you got two screws. This is the shorter of the two. The shorter of the two will go here. Get that one semi-started. It's in there. And then this guy, he's a little longer, and he's going to go in this hole right here. Going to struggle because that nut and that washer are real tight or button up against each other. So I had trouble when I was putting this in. Let's see if I can get it with my fingers. It wants to. Let's see. It wants to make it in there. All right, I'm gonna get a wrench to it. So that's it. So I'll bolt those two up. I'll get this bracket that goes around here. There's a nut and a bolt that goes on that to kind of squeeze this together, and that should stabilize our steering column. So I'll show that next. I had thought I'd videotape this early in the morning or earlier. Apparently the video wasn't playing, so I want to show kind of what I did now that I've got everything bolted back together. I didn't get to show that earlier. My video didn't come out, so it's a little dark now. I wanted to get some light on it so I can get this video posted. But there it is. The bracket's on. Those two bolts are tight. That ring, the ring. Let's see if I can get some good light on the ring there. Oh, that's not working. No, it's not working at all. It's too far in there. Anyways, let's see, get you closer in there. Okay, here we go. How about this? Okay, so there's a ring. You kind of see the ring. It's there, the nut and bolt on that side. Sorry, there's a lot of stuff in the way. So there it is. It's probably a better shot of it. There it is. It's in, it's ready, it's stable now. I'll go demonstrate that. Ouch. Ouch. Okay. Okay, so here's the steering column. If you saw me shaking it earlier, it doesn't move here. Of course this does, but the whole thing is more stable now. So it's fixed. It's good. Getting a little dark, so I think I'm done here. I appreciate everybody watching. Like, subscribe, share, please. I'd like to get more of this so I can keep doing some more of this. So thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.